Hello friends, welcome. Good to have you here. My name is Dave. Now, I did a video of this one, Versace Dylan Blue, about 3 weeks ago. And before I published it, I watched it and I realized any review of this fragrance without talking about the others in the same genre would be incomplete because this is one of those fragrances that is very famous, very hyped because of its competitors or its friends in the other from the other companies in the same genre. So yeah, so for this one, I'm gonna redo it again and kind of briefly talk about the others. Okay, I guess the elephant in the room. Now, the Versace Dylan Blue came out in 2016. And if you're not familiar with this bottle or with this name, Versace Dylan Blue, then you're probably pretty new to the fragrance hobby. Now, it's also done by a very famous perfumer, Alberto Marias. If you ever seen like CK1, Agua di Gio, probably the most sold fragrance of all time. Yeah, he did that, and plus another 400 plus bottles to his name. So he's a very, very famous perfumer on nose in the industry. And I think everybody asks him. He's probably famous more for that type of fragrance, for those aquatic bluish type of fragrance. He has done a lot more than that, but it just, because of the success of Acqua di Gio, then also Versace Dylan Blue and so on and so forth, and CK1. So this is pretty known for those type of bluish, fresh type of scent. But anyhow, this one came out in 2016. Now, what else is associated with this fragrance is the other one, Bleu de Chanel from the House of Chanel. And the other one is dior Sauvage. Okay. And all these are EDT version, which I find it to be a little bit closer. And the other one that I think is similar, but to my notes is quite different. Okay, this is Aqua pour Homme Atlantique from the House of Bulgari. Okay. And I'll mention this through the video. But basically, what I'm going to say is, should I go for this by itself or should I start the comparison? But basically, on the top, I got to tell you, if you look it up, all the notes, not all the notes, a lot of the notes are very similar between all those that I mentioned, okay? But each has its own characteristics. Even though some of them are the ambroxan, like this one, they have, grapefruit, they have the sea notes, they have incense, they have pepper, which are already in here, and the other ones as well in the other bottles. But then they are actually done in a different way, okay? They're not a straight up clone. And no means they're not clones of each other. They're just in the same genre. But just as a reference, the first one was Bleu de Chanel 2010. Okay, Chanel is a French house, and then 2015, Dior Sauvage, also a French house, 2015. Now this one, Italian house, came out 2016. And then the Atlantique 2017. Now, just because they came out that year does not mean they started, making the fragrance or trying to formulate the fragrance that year. Okay, so we actually do not know, which ones had the ideas first and so on and so forth. But you could tell, I sprayed all four of these about half an hour ago just to do a last minute comparison, just to get a fresh idea of exactly what it is. And there are actually 4 different directions, okay, even though they have the same notes. But to be as clear as I can, I basically summarize it this way. Now, what this smells like, basically, you have the top notes of bergamot. You're going to get grapefruit, water note, fig leaf, and you're going to get some ambroxan, black pepper, patchouli, violet leaves, papyrus, incense, musk, tonka bean, and saffron. Okay, but what we're gonna get the most is the ambroxan with the bergamot and the grapefruit and some water notes and some incense. So basically that. But it's ambroxan and bergamot and grapefruit dominant. So if you could picture what that smells like, okay, and then just as a comparison, the Dior Sauvage also have the famous for the ambroxan and pepper and the bergamot, but Dior Sauvage, I get like metallic notes. I mean, somehow it's hard to pinpoint exactly how do you explain metallic notes. It's hard to do that, but that's what it smells like. And some fragrance does have that characteristics, okay? And Bleu Chanel, for me, I smell the grapefruit mostly, and it's a little bit woodsy to me. Bleu de Chanel, a little bit woodsy, but then light wood, fresh, but then because of the grapefruit, so it's more of a fresh, fruity type, okay, for that. Now, coming back to this, let me try to explain. I was thinking about how do you explain the differences of these three. They share a lot of the same note, but they smell differently. So like I said, this Sauvage, I smell metallic, okay? The Ambroxan, the pepper, metallic. The Bleu de Chanel is like grapefruit. But then, here's the thing. Dylan Blue is probably the most punchy, meaning I smell the Versace, I smell the grapefruit, and it's pretty standoffish, a little bit zesty, a little bit very zesty, meaning that's the best way I could explain it. Is the grapefruit is strong, it's very strong. While the Bleu de Chanel, the grapefruit is more of a smooth, mellow type, okay? And Bleu Sauvage as well. So basically, if I'm ranking this as far as what is very, very punchy, very strong, powerful, it'd be Dylan Blue. It's at least on my skin. Now, everybody's skin is going to be different, okay? So bear in mind, this is just how it comes out. And I did it, like I said, half an hour ago. I sprayed it. And right now, Dylan Blue is punching through the most. Okay, I got all three of this approximately about the same time. Okay, so even though they came out like these two came out like 1 year apart, but Dylan Blue is just like charging ahead, still very, very prominent. While Sauvage mellowed down a little bit, but even in the first spray, after the first minute or two, Bleu de Chanel and Sauvage kind of smooth out, and while Dylan Blue is just charging ahead. So I was thinking about an analogy. How am I gonna explain this? So one way is, let's say you driving a Ferrari on the road, on the freeway, and it's very smooth. There's not a lot of cars. So that's Sauvage and Bleu de Chanel. Bleu de Chanel more smooth, while Sauvage, some might say it's a little bit harsh because, the pepper and the metallic and the Ambroxan, but then comparing to Dylan Blue is still smooth. So smoothness would be Bleu de Chanel number 1, Sauvage number 2. Dylan Blue is not smooth at all. It's a Hummer. If you've never seen a Hummer, basically it's a big truck that's, taking the whole lane and in traffic. So that's what this seems to me. Dylan Blue is you driving a Hummer, trying to get through the heavy New York traffic time, and you're trying to run through everybody and saying, here, I'm here. That's what I feel about Dylan Blue, okay? That's what I'm getting. While Sauvage, if without comparing to Dylan Blue, yeah, I would say it's a little bit harsher, it's a little bit aggressive, okay? Comparing to Bleu de Chanel. Bleu de Chanel is just very smooth. All right. So I hope that analogy kind of give you an idea what this smells like. Now, doesn't mean it's bad, but just smelling them side by side. Yeah, I'm smelling them. Yeah, this Dylan Blue is just very, very strong and powerful, and it's taking no prisoners. It's just, here I am. So as far as projection, yeah, you could tell from what I'm saying, Dylan Blue is number 1 in projecting. Sauvage number 2. Bleu de Chanel is number 3. It has always been like this since the moment I bought them and tried them. But I gotta tell you, Bleu de Chanel, I got the most compliments. I wore it. Basically, this is my go-to. One of the go-to that I wear when I see clients, especially for the first time. I want to be able to smell nice, especially in the hot summer when I might get sweaty, and I want to have something that's pleasant to cover, to the aroma that is pleasant, and for them to kind of be okay with it. I actually got compliments from the client, with this one, Bleu de Chanel, okay? While Sauvage is my go-to for my wife. She loves it every time I spray this. And she doesn't know about fragrance, but she just knows that's the one that I love the most. And, I got a small bottle in the beginning. This is a small 2-ounce bottle. Because she loved it so much, we went to the store and picked up a bigger bottle. So I have actually two bottles of this size. And I also bought the EDP, I also bought the perfume, so, and also the elixir. So I basically have everything except the spray, body spray thing. So yeah. And this one is probably my least used. And to be honest, okay, I don't reach for this one, even though I think it smells nice, but it's the one that I just do not reach. I actually put it right by my front door. I have a little drawer by my front door where I put some fragrances that I want to easy reach, but I never reach for this. Even though the bottle looks good, I haven't talked about the bottle. It's the bottle itself, it's beautiful, I think. Okay, look at this. Is a gemstone, right? It's a ruby, and the Medusa logo and the cap. I always love this bottle. There's maybe one or two more in this house that have the same bottle shape. I think only two. I have the other one. But then anyway, that's the bottle. I'm not gonna talk too much about the bottle because it's the eye of the beholder, right? You might like it, you might hate it. So for me, I like this one. Okay, look at this. Look at the shape. You could tell from the reflection. Look at that. Beautiful ruby stone. I actually love it. So in comparison, this is the most punchy. What I'm smelling most is the grapefruit and the ambroxan. And then the grapefruit is very zesty here. It's like coming out very strong. While the Bleu de Chanel, the grapefruit is mellow, it's smooth, it's classy. So Chanel is the most classy one of these three. Yeah, it's for sure. And it's a little bit woody though, woodsy. I'm smelling that. Okay, while Sauvage is more metallic, for sure. This is more metallic with the ambroxan, okay, and the pepper. While this one is the grapefruit and ambroxan punching through. Now, as far as for me personally, my number one is this one. Yeah, sorry, I was talking about all those three, and I ignored this one, but this is my number one because to me it's more interesting. Okay, it's more aromatic. It's had the sea and watery notes that's very prominent, and I like that. It's not the boring type of blue sense. I'm not gonna get so much talk about so much into this one, but this is my number one. Every time I wear it, I thought, man, this is good. I love it, and I use quite a bit of it. I'm trying to save this one. While Dylan Blue, I don't reach for it. And Sauvage, I loved it in the beginning, but I kind of got bored of it. And Bleu de Chanel, I never fell in love with it. It's I like it. I understand why people like it. And there's at one point, maybe for short periods of time, where I really enjoy it because when I get compliments, I thought, okay, this is pretty good, right? This is good. It must be good, right? That's why I'm getting compliments. So I was trying to like it, but I just did not really fall in love with it, even if I did just for a very short period. And Sauvage, I fell in love with it for a longer period. And Dylan Blue, I'm still trying to love it to see what is the magic in this. Maybe one day in the right situation, I might fall in love with it. But so far, it's been a couple of years, and I have not fallen in love with it yet. So sorry to say. And I've been mumbling on because the scent hasn't changed that much. And from what I first sprayed about half an hour ago, about 40 minutes now, but it's all mellowed down a little bit, but still the most prominent, still the most projecting, most strongest is still the Dylan Blue, and still standing the same. So basically, imagine you're gonna get some ambroxan, you get some bergamot and grapefruit and some watery note. Okay, that's really what I'm getting the most, while having the grapefruit coming the strongest. Okay. And with the bergamot and ambroxan kind of number 2 and number 3 and so forth. And the longevity is crazy good. It's crazy strong. Even though I had this for a few years, like I said, came out in 2016. It's been 5 or 6 years, and it's still very strong. And I'm impressed by that. Okay, and also it's the cheapest. If you're talking about the price, you could cheapest. Dior Sauvage number 2, while Bleu de Chanel is always pretty expensive. Okay. And Atlantic, my baby, this is probably the cheapest. Next to Dylan Blue, it's about the same price. But yeah, Atlantic is the one I go whoa every time I wear it. So anyway, this is a review about Dylan Blue. It is good though. If I give it a wrong impression, that is not sorry. It's good. To be honest, if you if you want to say which one is the best and da 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 da, it's all gonna depend on your preference. Okay, and everybody's gonna be different. So don't just take my word for it. And I have not seen anybody with the exact same preference as I do. And my wife, my brother, my friends, all of them like different things. Even my own brother, he's a guy like me, but he likes a little bit different smell than I do. So take that whatever it is you may. Everybody likes a different thing. So this just my take. Okay, you might just fall in love with Dylan Blue. This might be your go-to, right? So yeah, it's still smelling the same. Yeah, I'm getting the Abroxan a bit more now. More is like kind of taking the lead over the grapefruit. Yeah, but basically that's what you're gonna get. You're gonna get some incense in the background. Okay, some incense and yeah, some saffron and musk. But those are pretty light in the back seat. Okay. What else am I missing? So I would just say Dylan Blue because of how punchy it is, how little bit obnoxious to my nose. Okay, obnoxious not in a bad way, but just hey, if you're a teenager, hey, you want something that's gonna punch through everybody else's. Yeah, I think Dylan Blue's gonna do that more, and more than the other two. But if you want to dress in suit, go to a meeting, go to office, go to your client, like what I did. This is Bleu de Chanel is the best, safest bet. Okay, but if you're dating, if you're just clubbing, or go to school, Sauvage, Dior Sauvage is awesome. I absolutely love it. That's why I have so many bottles. But I'll fall in love and fall out of love, and that's the way it is. I hope that is a little bit helpful. That's just my experience. If I think of anything else, I'll put it in comments or update a video. But that's what it is. All right, guys. As always, thank you so much for watching. Okay, and see you next time.